Good evening. My name is Willie Pleasant, and this is Authors Without Borders, another show coming to you from the studios of New Bedford.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a lovely, lovely guest with me. And I'm basically will let her kind of introduce herself, but I'll tell you her name is Roxanne Jones. I met Roxanne at a church. That's where you meet people who sing. She was singing, oh my God, she has a lovely, lovely voice. And I go, you got to be on my show because everyone needs to hear this voice. So I brought her in to let you hear her. And also, I want to talk a little bit about Roxanne. Who is Roxanne? And
Well,
what does she do? What does she do?
Well, I am an entertainer. I'm a singer of all types of music. I've been doing it a long time, and it's something I love doing. I had to realize that Roxanne is what you see.
Yeah.
I can't give you no more than what I can put out there, but that's exactly who I am. I think my music is me, and my music, and it's something that makes me happy.
Right. So talk about the things that you've done in your life, and I'm like, she's giving me this resume, which is long, and all the singers she used to sing with. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I got into the business as my aunt in Connecticut kind of tricked me one Sunday morning. She said she was going to visit a good friend of hers. And of course I went with her. And come to find out, by the time I sat down, there was a band striking up downstairs. So I ended up going downstairs and just messing around with them. Next thing I know, I was going on the road singing with different groups.
Oh, wow.
And I started very young, right out of high school, really. Never done it before. And I started opening up shows in Boston for like Muddy Waters, Linda Jones. And that's the time when I was supposed to be in clubs, but you know, I was
we
working.
Won't tell.
Yeah, we won't tell anything. But that was when everything was really, really strict too. You know, even though I could sing in the club, I couldn't even have a glass on the table.
Right. So
it was a lot of learning. It was a lot of learning my music, my skill, me. So it was also knowledge of what to expect when you do walk out on a stage, and I learned from these people because they've been out there longer and they knew the trade. As a matter of fact, the way my name is spelled is the way Muddy Waters told me I should spell my name.
Get out.
Yes, the way it's spelled today he told me that's the way I should, because it looks more.
Now, did your mother go along with you, or were you kind of?
No, I was. When I was born, I was my grandmother and my grandfather on my mother's side raised me. From the time I was born until about 14, 15. My grandmother was a gospel singer in the Southern Baptist Church. So being around her all the time, she was my best friend, and my mother, she was everything. And being around her, I heard her sing a lot. I heard more vocals than I heard instruments because of her.
Right.
And she would just sing. I don't know why you ain't singing with me. You can sing. And I'm like, I can't do that, you know. And she was so smooth. She was so awesome. And it was just natural, just natural. And she told me, you got it. All you got to do is open your mouth and do it. And I never thought I would be doing what I'm doing.
Now, when did you kind of get really involved that you know you wanted to be this singer, this great, you know, because you have a beautiful voice, and
thank you.
They'll get to hear it later on in the show.
Yeah.
But I want to, when did you?
You know, it kind of like snuck up on me, I think. I don't think I really can just pinpoint when it really got to be. I think I have more respect for it now than what I did when I was younger. When I was younger and traveling around, because I stayed on the road for like 16 years of my life with different bands. Wow. I did things with the Drifters. I did things with Tavares. I opened shows for Linda Jones back in the day. So I think all of that just came to a head. As a matter of fact, there was a group here that I came back to New Bedford to sing with, and it was Real Deal. And I was with them for like almost 10, 11 years.
Wow.
So the thing is, I think when I did that and when I branched off a little bit and did a lot of little jazz, a little standards, a little supper club stuff, that's when I think I grew. And I realized to myself what a gift God has given me. And as long as I use it to make other people feel what I feel when I sing it, then I'm doing the right thing.
Oh, wow. Now talk about, have you always been a resident of New Bedford? Because I know you live here now.
No, I was born and raised, like I said, about 14 years in North Carolina, Wake Forest, North Carolina, outside of Durham. I better say Durham or Raleigh because Wake Forest was like,
will know,
you know,
right?
Wake Forest, you know what I mean? It was Du Bois High School though, that I went to. But the thing is that I left from down there about 14, 15 years old, went up to Pennsylvania, finished high school. Of course, you got chorus. Once the music director heard me sing, I was doing solos. I was putting choirs and competition with choirs in college and things like that. Then it just, like I say, when I left Pennsylvania, I moved to Hartford with my Aunt Janie, and it started from there. I didn't
was
really.
she a singer also?
No.
No.
No, I don't think I've ever heard her sing. I don't think I've ever heard her hum, but it was just something that I think she saw in me, and she pushed it out.
She helped develop it.
Yeah. And I told her I was scared. I mean, I was, oh, geez, scared. Oh, yes. But it's a powerful thing because you're standing in front of all these people you don't know.
Right.
And you've got to let out this feeling that you feel in this song to make them even do this. Put a smile on their face.
Yeah.
So it's just been going steadily, and I tell you, I've laid off a couple of years, and I did it, and I just went crazy. I didn't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
So it was, the thing was like, what am I going to do? Do I want to go back into it, or do I want to do something else? I worked day jobs. I 4-degree certificate in engineering and architect work. But the music was always still there.
It's your passion.
Yeah, it's me. Like I say, I'm it, and it is me. And it has taken over my life to where I had to make a lot of decisions of things that I maybe should have done. But I don't feel bad about it. I'm glad I stuck with it because I'm still performing.
Right.
People around here just calls me and asks for me, and I go and do things, and I love it.
Now you were talking about what would be one of advice that you would give young people who are thinking about pursuing this as a career? Just one or two things that you would.
Well, I would say the first thing, realize first what style of music you like. Because when you love a style of music, you know, once you hit it, you know you can do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what you stay with, but also be versatile, because if you want to keep it as a job, or you want to go further, you need to learn every style of music there is that you possibly can learn. That keeps you busy. Because this band could be a jazz band. You can't do jazz, you ain't got the job.
Right.
See, so I learned country and western. I learned, I don't do rap. I can't do that yet. My tongue sometimes don't go that fast. But that's one thing I would do. And I would say to, I was always told, don't be too sure of yourself.
So.
When you're too sure, you make a mistake.
Okay. Now, I know you have an announcement. So you have an announcement that you would like to share with the audience, because we only have 1 minute left.
Oh, okay, 1 minute.
So you tell them.
Okay, well, what's happening is on Mother's Day, May 13th, right in New Bedford, at, they call it the Days Inn. Now they call it Whaler Buffet Banquet Center. That's what it is, on Hathaway Road. They are giving tribute to Mother's Day, to all the mothers, and it's a full-course meal. Baked stuffed chicken and breast dinners with the rolls and the dessert and the whole bit. And Mr. Chops Turner and I are the entertainers on that night at the Days Inn, and tickets are $20, If you want, you can call the Whalers. They give you information, or you can call Roger Alves at his number.
Okay.
And but I think it's going to be a good time, and it's for the mothers.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I want to thank you. I want to thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you.
It was so enjoyable.